Let's get a move on then to a big exclusive voice then and talk a little bit about what India Inc. needs from the budget. We're connecting with the management of Vedanta to do a deep dive into Anil Agarwal's new $10 billion fund, the management control as well as the minority stake with the as well as their brownfield capex plans. Thank you so much, Mr. Agarwal, for taking time out and joining in. To begin with, I believe you're talking about how this is going to be a one-of-a-kind budget, but there are going to be a lot of challenges that are currently facing India. To start with, which area do you think the focus needs to be in this year's union budget?
Fundamentally is to stimulate, to make sure everybody starts spending money. So whether it's a tax cut or increased production, this is the need of ours. So for the way I look at in my area, there's so much of potential. It's amazing what above the ground we have done, below the ground. So much of potential in general. I have talked to everybody in government, and they are very positive that everybody can increase 50% production with the self-certification. So we have to maintain all the norms as most of the work done through the self-certification, whether it's income tax or excise. Same way on the self-certification, if they can increase the production, if they want to increase the production, that will be great thing will happen. We definitely looking in natural resource, whereby oil cess. You know, oil is so important. 85% of oil we are importing, and we have 80 billion barrel reserve, a sweet crude. So how do I'm the only producer, or we are the only producer of oil. How can more and more people come and do the exploration? For that, India is the highest revenue and tax on the oil. So if we can reduce the cess from 20% to 10%, more incentive to be given for the oil exploration, including the mining operation, as much exploration to start. All the mining, 500 mines are, and government has come out. There will be no, I can tell you, there will be no better government I have seen in the past than this, which listen.
Mr. Agarwal, so what did you put forward as part of your proposals to the government that should hopefully be implemented in the budget?
But one thing, as I said, one is that the reduction, aluminium is a huge import in India. India is a dumping ground for importing scrap. Please stop that. No, in last, never ever happened that this kind of scrap has come. To bring at the moment, the duty on the scrap is 2.5%. Aluminium duty is 10%. So bring the duty to 10%, which should be at par. Bring down the taxes on these cess from 20% to 10%. Please roll out your policy for the fab and the chips, semiconductor. Policy has to roll out, and which government is working. Very lucrative policy. If that happens, thousands of new industry will come, whereby all the electronic, if they start making glass, whether it's a cell phone, whether it's a laptop, whether it's a TV, everything will start being manufactured here. So this will be great thing happen if they can roll out the policy on the electronic. Definitely looking whereby the Discom, all their 62 power plant which is shut down, please, and if they two thing open up, there'll be revolution like we have a revolution in telecom, whereby in natural way the power cost will come down to 1.5 rupees. And this will be through the digital, electronic, and the power will be the game changer for India. And we have everything there. Definitely, government been saying that government has no business to be in a business. Please accelerate your corporatization and the privatization of government companies, and also including bank. Bank is very important. 17 banks which government own. How can we corporatize where government only work is to collect the revenue, to increase the revenue as much as possible and create job and be a regulator, create a regulator so that they can have the governance on the highest level.
Mr. Agarwal, we understand that you've set up that $10 billion war chest in collaboration with the London-based investment firm Centricus to invest in government companies that are up for stake sale. Can you just tell us a little bit more about this? How much have you put in? Who is going to run this fund?
Yeah, we are launching a fund for $10 billion for government privatization happen. So this fund will participate in that. Also, IBC process, some interests are there. We can look at. There are two specific areas where this fund will be looking into the opportunity. Vedanta has a track record. So with that track record, we will put in the management. People are very comfortable to put in the money. We have given the huge return, and is a tremendous interest in all over the world to invest in India. So this will be a very good channel for them to come and be a part of fund because we have every company which we took over, we created the value. So this fund will be for that purpose. Vedanta will be set up. It will not a part of Vedanta. It will be Vedanta will provide a management team who will run this company or manage the company in a most efficient manner.
Okay, so who are the investors and what are your investments in the fund?
Yeah, we'll be investing between 5 to 10% in this fund. So we have a skin in the game, so people will be very comfortable working with us or funding with us.
Okay, and will the fund be strictly for investing in PSUs? Any parameters that they'll have in terms of the value it will pay, for instance? And you've also highlighted how the government is asking too much for BPCL.
I think we will not take too many companies, but we will evaluate every company. We will evaluate every opportunity and do the due diligence and see what worked for us. If there is we are looking a good return, we're looking to turn around. My country is my most important. If I can see I can add value to my country, to society, to Vedanta, to my investor, and very important, I'm very clear, the government is very clear, we are not going to retrench a single person. We have never done it in the past, and I want to assure the entire public sector that there will be no retrenchment anybody from the company.
Now, there is a high expectation that the government is going to go very aggressive on the PSU asset sale plan. Are there any specific assets that you're watching out for that could be announced in this budget, which your fund could perhaps be interested in investing in? Because you have spoken about in the past as well the urgent need for privatization of discoms.
No, whatever announcement they have made so far, we are not going for the minority stakeholder. We are looking where we can have the management, working with the management, to be in the management so we can turn around or make it more healthier company what it is. So I have seen all the company which they have come out with, whether it's a BPCL, NMDC, Container Corporation, BEML, Shipping Corporation, all these companies we will evaluate.
All right. And you have about $2.5 billion of debt maturing. That's over the next 12 to 18 months and then more post FY22. While we are currently in a low interest regime right now, that may not last forever. So what's the repayment plan for your debt?
Yeah, we have a 25 years history. We have never ever defaulted in any of our commitment, any of our payment, and bondholder been very good to us. And whenever we have come out, they have always wanted Vedanta bond. So I have no doubt we have a very good cash flow, and with the dividend and with the income, we will have a very good income this year, and we have absolutely very comfortable to service this debt, and we will be able to 100% make sure that all our commitment is met.
Okay, so will the focus now be on inorganic rather than organic, greenfield or brownfield expansion?
We are doing both. We are working on our zinc, where we're going to produce 1.2 million ton of zinc. We are also going to produce about 300,000 ton zinc in Zinc International, which is almost 20-25% more capacity. We are going to be the largest producer of silver. Nobody used to produce silver in this country. Silver is a big market in the country, and I'm really feel sorry that why we didn't produce silver. Gold, silver, these are very important items, and we'll be one of the second largest producer of silver in the world. So we are expanding all our, whatever in-house with the brownfield, with a little bit of adjustment and putting the balancing equipment. We are increasing our capacity to about 40-50%. And we have no plan at this point of time to acquire any other company.
Sure. Mr. Agarwal, capex to hike production by 40% is very rosy, I would say, in a low interest rate regime. But what will happen when the interest rate regime turns around, when interest rates beginning to actually look up?
Yeah, whatever we have doing the balancing equipment, these all are through internal accrual, and we are not going to borrow any money for our expansion or any plan. So we are very comfortable. These are all the infrastructure and plants are there. The only thing we have to make sure, because India needs all this metal, India needs oil and gas, so we will be producing about 40-50% more to balance to optimize the capacity of our plants.
Sure. There's also, Mr. Agarwal, a coordinated inflation across all asset classes. I mean, from crude all the way to copper as well. What do you think is leading to this? Because there are fears of China's growth stumbling again. Could that really put the brakes on the rally that one is seeing across commodities?
We are the only natural resource company in India. So I'm very comfortable to produce or to increase our capacity, to balance our capacity, whatever we can do. So China is most welcome to open up, but India has a very strong position at the moment in the world. In comparison to the China, everybody would like to work with the India. Indians are the flavor of the world today, whether it's called the politics, whether it's called business, whether it's called bankers, whether you call it professionals, technocrat, anybody, the India is a flavor. So we are definitely is a preferred contact. As this government has given a lot of assurance, trust me, it's a question of time. People will definitely prefer the way the labor law has been reformed, the way the IBC process has been reformed, the way the GST has come, the way everything one by one, we are ticking the box. India will be the flavor, and India will be definitely be a democratic country. We have to take the consciousness of everybody. So, but I have no doubt, we have no fear from the China.
And finally, Mr. Agarwal, can we expect another round of a creeping acquisition in Vedanta in the next fiscal? I'm sure investors would be curious.
We are in business, at the moment, we have no plan, but you never know. Any opportunity comes and we find something is happening. But at this point of time, we are very clear we are going up to 65%.
Thank you so much for sharing with us your vision, the outlook on the fund, as well as what you're expecting from the budget. Vedanta 162, that's where the stock is currently at.